Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. All right, we have our Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle deck, and this represents tarot and oracle. So we're going to look at what you may possibly be struggling with, what you may need to look at, and possible future energies. And this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. All right, so what you may be struggling with is the Nine of Swords, so that's the tarot part, and then Darkest Fears is the oracle part. And then we have the Five of Cups and change your focus. So the Nine of Swords and the Five, that's definitely, sometimes, I mean, that just says it right there, is that if you're struggling with your darkest fears, that you have to change, you're struggling to change your focus, that there's something that you are focusing on that is a negativity. What you may need to look at, we have challenging times, which is the Five of Wands. Usually the Five of Wands has people battling back and forth with the wands. And then possible future energies. We have strengthening bonds, which is the Ace of Pentacles. And I feel like this one too at the bottom. We have number 16, rebuild, which is the Tower. And definitely you're rebuilding something here. This could be a relationship, or this could just be a thought process. Bottom of the deck, we have believe and succeed. I love it. This is the Six of Wands. Believe and succeed. What do you believe in? What are you focusing on? Putting yourself in that positive energy to believe and succeed. Even if you just repeat that, believe and succeed. When you start to go into your darkest fears and you're trying to change your focus, just say to yourself, believe and succeed, and keep playing that in your mind instead of whatever this Nine of Swords may represent for you. All right, so let's get some tarot here. We have the Chariot. This could also represent a Cancer sign. Having trouble with moving forward, right? That movement. Or believing that you are in control, because sometimes we think, well, this is just what I'm thinking and I don't have any control over that. That you're in the driver's seat, right? That you're having trouble believing and that you're in control of a situation. We have the Fool. Having trouble, right? Changing your focus. So that could represent the Fool also. Having trouble with looking up towards that opportunity, right? Having trouble with that you're kind of stuck focusing on these three cups, rather, you know, these three empty cups rather than this full cup that is up there. And yeah, that happens when we're in that Nine of Swords energy, when we're in that darkest fears, when we're struggling and we're worrying about things. It's hard for us to change our focus. It's hard to think of new beginnings. It's hard to think that we're in control of things, because we feel like everything's so scattered and that there's no control over anything, and it's hard for us to focus on the positive when we're stuck in that energy. I totally get that. And that's why, for me personally, what helped me is when I repeated believe and succeed. You know, that's not exactly what I was thinking. I forget what it was that I was thinking, but when I was like, okay, I'm going to change that from darkest fears to believe and succeed, it's like, nope, if I catch myself going into the negative, I've got to focus on the opportunity. I've got to focus on the new. I'm in control here. What you need to look at, again, Sun, positive energy, that this is a challenging time for you, and that's okay. But what's the positive from this challenging time? Whatever this challenging time represents for you, what is the positive? I'm trying to find it. Even if it's like, there is no positive, you know, that this is the worst thing ever. And yes, there's very hard, challenging times, but if you can just find that little spark, right? That little positive, even if it's just the sun is out today, right? or the sun was out that day, or that tiniest little positive that we can, instead of focusing on the challenging time, is to focus on what's that little shining light, no matter how small it may be, trying to pull something positive out of it. What you need to look at is the Death card, which is Scorpio, and that's also that you're holding on to something, right? In this challenging time, is that your focus is on the challenging time, and you're holding on to that thing that is holding you back. And it could just be that energy that you have, your focus, right? Your focus. What are you focused on? You know, what is that focus, and is that holding you back from changing? We have the Two of Pentacles. I feel like that keeps coming out lately, and I feel like it's that balance between, okay, yeah, I'm acknowledging that this is a challenging time, but how can I find the positive in the situation? Because I want to be in control of my thoughts and what I'm focusing on. Future energy, we have strengthening bonds and rebuilding, which is that Tower moment. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, right? Aces are new beginnings, new starts. You know, what is it that you can focus on and rebuild, right? Strengthening bonds. And this is the Ace of Pentacles too. The One of Pentacles, so that's the Ace of Pentacles too. So we have two Ace of Pentacles right here. And up here, the Oracle part is strengthening bonds. Strengthening bonds with someone, or is it strengthening bonds within yourself? Strengthening bonds with someone that you feel you can rely on. It's strengthening bonds and it's rebuild. So is there a relationship that you're having to rebuild? How do you strengthen those bonds? Seven of Wands, and standing up for yourself and saying, believing in yourself and saying, yes, this is a challenging time, but I'm going to look at the positive and I'm going to get through this the best way that I can. And then we have the King of Coins. And he is somebody who is persistent. He is somebody who is driven. He is somebody who is patient, and he doesn't give up. He finds, it's almost like, okay, what's the challenge here? And to look at it as, okay, this is a challenging time, but you know what? This is going to make me stronger, and I'm going to find the resolution. I'm going to get past this. That this may be thrown at me, but I'm not going to let it tear me down. I'm going to rebuild that to where maybe I'm feeling like a victim to I'm going to be the victor, right? That I'm going to be victorious over this situation. That I'm not going to let my darkest fears get in there, and I'm not going to let that be what's in charge here. For some reason, I'm feeling one more. Handling. I like this one because it's like he has his swords and he's in the forefront, and he's like, I'm not going to let these things bother me, or these people, whatever that may represent to you. And facing those challenging times head on. Bottom of the deck, love it, Ace of Swords, look at that. Ace of Swords, so we have the Ace of Swords, we have two Ace of Pentacles. Believe and succeed. Overcoming a difficult situation. What is the solution? What is the solution in a challenging time? How can you solve this? It's almost, think of it as like a puzzle, right? This darkest fears, think of that as a puzzle, and you're like, okay, this is the puzzle. How do I solve this puzzle? How do I put the pieces together in this puzzle to change my focus and overcome this and rebuild this puzzle? How do I do that? It's all about how you perceive it and what works for you to understand how do you get past it. I feel like that's the biggest thing, is everyone has a different way of looking at things. Everyone has a different way of solving things. And it's like getting that information from different people, and then those are all the puzzle pieces that you have to work with, and those pieces that you have within yourself, and then putting them together in that puzzle and rearranging them. So, okay, how do I get past this? How do I move forward? How do I find that little glimmer, that little light, and turn this into a positive? All right, believe and succeed. All right, so let's get a Whispers of Healing to close it out. We have commit to happiness. I absolutely love it because I feel like that's what this reading is about, is believe and succeed and committing to happiness and saying, I'm committing to happiness even though I'm in a challenging time, even though there's a tower in this reading, even though there's something that I have to rebuild, even though I have this darkest fears in this reading, right? I'm going to commit to happiness. And that could be what you repeat, is commit to happiness, commit to happiness. And to focus on that little light that helps you to get through those challenging times. Even if you just take a little sticky note and you put a little sticky note and it says commit to happiness, and you put that on the mirror when you get ready in the morning, and take a sticky note and you write believe and succeed, and you put that on your pillow. So before you go to bed at night, or you put it on that lamp or that switch that you turn off before you go to bed, and you put a little sticky note on that, and then you put a commit to happiness on your refrigerator or your cabinets, and you put these little sticky notes around. And so if you feel that you're catching yourself and you're trying to change your focus, that you've got these little sticky notes and you're like, oh, okay, yep. Believe and succeed, commit to happiness, and to change your focus. And that's if that's what works for you, then that's, you know, what you should do. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.